Hi, up to this point, we all know that Jacob had an encounter with God after he crossed the river. And we all know that that night he was left alone and had the famous wrestling with God, and his name was changed, his hip was dislocated, and he had to use a cane for the rest of his life. After everything was done, he called the place Peniel, which means the face of God. So at the sunrise, he goes to gather his family, the two groups that he had divided. But this time there was no fear, there was no panic, and he exclaimed, "I have seen God's face and I am still alive." That was the assurance of the forgiveness. Because according to the Bible, no one who sees the face of God can live. Because the holiness of God cannot have communion with sin. So that's why when Jacob exclaims, "I have seen the face of God and I'm still alive," he was understanding that he has been forgiven. He didn't know what was going to happen after he crossed the river, but at the moment he did, the miracle started to happen. The best thing that can happen to us is to have an encounter with God, because He knows everything about us. He knows what our lives need. He knows what type of change we are looking for. He knows that we are in the need of something, and many times we think that we know, but we don't. But God knows. So everything started at the crossing of the river. So ask yourself today, what kind of river do I need to cross in order to leave myself alone and have a moment in prayer with God? Maybe the fear, maybe the panic, maybe the hopelessness, something. But you need to cross that river, and there is a Peniel waiting for you. In other words, there is an encounter face to face with God waiting for you at the moment you cross the river. What about if today you decided to cross that river? See you tomorrow.